She's 35, single, and confused. Woman wonders why she and her desirable friends can't find a good man in today's dating era. Let's see.
Why am I 35 and still single? I feel like this is an epidemic in the world. You have so many awesome women that are just out here looking for a good partner, a good partner.
Right, right,
I
right.
cannot stand dating websites. Me and my cousin, who is about 9.5 years younger than me, downloaded Hinge on a pop the balloon night just for fun. And when I say matched with a few people, but literally deleted it within 48 hours because I just deal. Couldn't deal. Like, I need to connect with someone in person. I need to see what your vibe is. I can't just connect with you based off of
Right.
surface level things or, little tidbits and facts that you're probably lying about. Yeah, I just feel like society has just taken a turn. Social media, although it's a blessing in a lot of ways, I feel like it's a curse because everybody is so accessible and nobody's willing to commit to one person or work on anything or kind of like fight through anything because, oh, well, I'll just move on to the next one. You know, here's a woman who doesn't have her standards as high or, will turn a blind eye to certain things, and it's just not fair. It's not fair. So I know if I'm willing to be committed, loyal, dedicated, and really pour into a person, there has to be at least one other person out there that has the same morals and values. But yeah, I just don't get it.
Hell, I mean, shit, I feel the same damn way. I don't know. Do you have kids? You're 35. That's a factor, But you're a woman. You need to really be asking yourself that, like, because I'm sure you've had plenty of men at this point in your life, had opportunities. Women really get to pick who they want. As long as the man wants you back, and 8 times out of 10 he wants you back. 7 times. You know what I'm saying? Just So you gotta really ask yourself that. Because if you ask me, I feel like if you're a 35-year-old single woman, it's like you're the one who's you're kind of talking about yourself is what I kind of would get from it. But I agree with you. I feel you. So maybe you're not like that, but that's what I would assume. You know what I'm saying? From someone 35-year-old woman and single. You know, I would assume that you might be the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I assume that you might be the problem, bro.
How do I deal with emetophobia? Gosh, can I say this is one of
What is a
the
metaphobia?
biggest
She's a mom.
triggers for me, being anxious. And I try to do some research on it and see like what the cures were and stuff like that. And people say, oh, exposure therapy, or it's they say it's a symptom of like OCD, I guess. But again, I'm not a medical professional. I don't know. But what has helped
So
me
OCD.
dealing with my emetophobia and being a mom, my mom is a huge help. She stuff like that doesn't bother her, so I'm so grateful to be able to call on her to help me if my son is sick, because I don't want him to not be able to be comforted in the way he should when he's not well, because my mom was there for me when I used to get sick, and I would love to be there for him in that capacity. But I know my range and my limitations. So, like I said, I'm very grateful. My mom just takes over when she can, when my son is sick. That also, headphones I found help me a lot to say if my son is actively sick.
What the
I put
fuck?
on my headphones because the
Is this
noise
but
is
the
making
title?
it big for me. I don't have an issue cleaning it up, but seeing it, hearing it sends me. So headphones have helped. And when he is sick, instantly I will obviously call the doctor. Is it fine to give him Zofran? So we can cut it. We can just quit the action that triggers our emetophobia, and we can just cut it where it's at. So that's how I deal with it. Um, yeah, but it's definitely been something major, and I've had the exposure therapy because you have to deal with it. The spontaneous, act of that or not knowing when it's going to happen is a huge, huge, huge fear of mine, and I'm constantly anxious about it. Like if I know he's been at school and it's just been a thing. Him having been at school and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm constant. Make sure, baby, make sure you're washing your hands, make sure you're cleaning your hands. To a point, I feel bad that I might be a little overbearing with him with his hygiene, and he's little, but I'm just trying to do the best that I can with being how I am, but just trying to keep him as healthy as possible. But it's inevitable. I was crying when I had to send him into pre-K, but I just had to bite the bullet and do it. I can't hinder him because of my anxieties and things that I have going on within me. That's just something I have to work through and push through because it's my objective to do what's best for my son. It can't be all about me. So that's been my emetophobia journey as a mom. It's very difficult. It's still difficult. I still freak out, but you just got to roll with it and try not to focus on it. And I know some people may think this is weird or they don't understand it, but it's a real thing. It is traumatizing. I feel it in my body. I cry. I get hysterical because it does something to you. It does something to you that people that don't have this phobia do not understand. And so you're heard, you're seen if you're dealing with emetophobia struggles. Hi, sir. Hi.
Pop the balloon to reject.
So
Why am I 35 and still single?
I just feel like that's a great question. I mean, so where's the baby daddy? Why you can't be with him? What happened there? You know what I'm saying? No one, no one, and you have a young child. It's not like the kid is like 15, bro. 16, 17, 18, grown or something. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but you gotta understand as a woman, like that's baggage. Like, especially if a man is single, he doesn't even have kids, you know? You have a man that created another child, that created y'all created something, so he's always gonna be there, whether he's there or not, you know. And there's a lot of with how you carry yourself as a woman, and what are you and what you expect out of man, what your standards are, it's a lot that goes into it, so you have to learn from your relationships over time. The ones that I've been in and that I'm no longer in, I've learned from them. You know, you gotta learn from them. If you don't learn from them, so this be the problem with women. They don't never learn from their relationships because they don't never think that they were wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so they continue. She's probably the type that she leaves niggas over the smallest thing, right? And she's an independent woman. She don't need no man. She take care of her kid on her own. With that type of mindset, that's why you're asking this question. That's why you're not married. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I done been there, bro. I don't want to speak too much, bro, but man, I done had an older woman, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it just you can see why they are the way they are, bro. Why they're still single. You know what I'm saying? It's a mindset thing, man. Honestly, you know. Hey, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about that, though, man. The hell was that? Alright, it's 9 o'clock. At this point, I'm procrastinating. I'm just doing shit. If you 35 or single as a woman, you gotta be the problem. You know? Cause some of y'all, man, some of y'all be out here living y'all best life in y'all 20s, bro. Y'all live y'all best life in y'all's 20s. Y'all wake up, take shots at 10 o'clock in the morning. I just seen a baddie post on her story, bro. Yesterday. 10 o'clock in the morning, wake up, take a shot. That's what she posted on her story. I'm like, bro, that's unattractive to me. I'm waking up getting some money on a Saturday at 10 o'clock. I'm waking up hitting that gym at 10 o'clock on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? On a Sunday. I'm getting it in. You're sitting on your ass. You're getting drunk. Yeah, I'm smoked, but it's not the same. It's not. We're not gonna act like it isn't. But I still stay productive though. You know. And then the same girl is 30 years old, you know. She's living her best life all through her 20s. She doesn't ever want to settle down with a man, find a good one, stick with him. She gets ran through, you know what I'm saying? Um Fucks around, has a kid by 30, still whole time still has the same mindset because she's just living her life. She's a girl. She wants to be a girl and have fun. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens, bro. And you look up, you 35, and you're asking these questions. And you're sad, you're lonely. You know what I'm saying? But whole time you had one. You had one. But you wanted to do what you wanted to do your whole life. And not what was best for you your whole life. That's where people go wrong in their life. They do what they feel like they want to do and not what they need to do. Do what you need to do, nigga. That's why I'm finna get up off this stream here in a minute, you know, and go do what I need to do today.